Hello everyone, this is Easter again. Welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. Today we are tackling the Abyssal Grand Hero Battle for Female Robin. So, this is the team we're going to use, same team as usual. We're going to run Adult Tiki. Don't need Light Breath Plus, I just have it on there because I was using it for Arena, so I was like too lazy to change. I could do this with Breath of Fog, even though I lose 2 HP and gain 2 attack and lose 4 defense. It doesn't matter for this solution. And running Bonfire for reasons we will show in a quick bit. And running Nino here, Dragon Fang for the damage and close defense for close counter shenanigans. Ninian running pretty much same set, running Hone Attack because it's not necessary, and Veronica here with close guard and defense tactic like usual to hard carry. Some good defensive buffs. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start here. So I don't know if it's just because there's no reinforcements on these Grand Hero battle maps, or if they're somehow easier, but I finished this on my first try. It was not difficult for me. I just chose what I'd think would just work generally speaking, and then I just fine-tuned it to use as few quote-unquote useful skills for Grand Hero battles as I could. To an extent, I could go shave off some more skills, but as you can see, a lot of these units have seal skills or threaten skills, or there's one with ploys here, res ploy, and some drive spam, spur spam. So the best way to get around this is just straight up one round KOing these units, because if you don't know, if you one round KO a unit, the seal debuff isn't applied. So, but if you don't kill, like my Nino will here, even if the enemy unit with the seal skill doesn't attack at all, it's still applied. So one workaround is to dance, but you still have the debuffs until you make your next move, so that's the thing. So we're just going to attack that Axe Fighter to start off the AI aggro. So we're just going to move our units like this, attack with Nino and destroy this Axe Fighter. And then we're going to go ahead and use Ninian here, move Ninian down there. So we need Dragon Fang for this particular scenario here. We need the damage output versus the red mage. So, because Blade Tomes are 100% balanced, we are able to just one-shot with a 37 bonus damage Dragon Fang. Haha. And then this Blue Maid's also gonna get shredded, even though there's Darting Blow involved. Not fast enough for Nino. And Robin's gonna proc a pretty large Ignis on Tiki, but it's not gonna be enough to kill. And we're also short on the kill for base damage, which is why we have Bonfire, so we can proc it here, and one round KO Robin. And there's the Light Breath Plus buff, which is irrelevant because it goes away at the end of the turn. So now we're just going to do the 100% logical thing and just run backwards. And so this lets us do 1v1s on both ends of the map. So we could kill the Axe Fighter here with Tiki because we have Bonfire ready, but the problem is Nino won't one round KO this Lance Fighter because we're not fast enough, and then instead this Lance Fighter would one round KO Tiki. So we're just going to do this and end our turn here. And so ironically, this Lance Fighter has drag back, and that's his undoing for the Nino and Adult Tiki clear here, because if he didn't have drag back, then there was no way for Nino to attack the Lance Fighter unless we ended turn, but then with Glimmer ready, The Lance Fighter would be able to one-shot, and then I'd have to use a heal from Veronica, which is not what I want to do. Kappa. So, making it 1% more challenging by doing this, but I mean, I used Ninian's dance, so totally doesn't count. But without further ado, we'll move on to my second solution. So for my second solution, we are going to be using Morph today, because you probably can figure out what's going on. Nino's going to do all the work. So we have a couple changes, running Ether for reasons we'll see why. Attack Smoke because it's broken for PvE content. Own Attack and Res Tactic again, and Defense Tactic and Close Guard again as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So this one is a little tricky because of the seal skills again. So I had to figure out how to set it up so Nino could one-round KO these units. So it's not too relevant, but in my earlier in some of my other solutions, Nino, I needed to time the renewal proc for Nino to actually, because I cleared this with Dragon Fang as well, but I had to time the renewal proc so I could get just enough HP to live for a different solution, but I'm not going to show that one because, I mean, I thought this one was a little more interesting. So we're going to move like this and just bait these units turn 1. So this red mage is one of the only units that doesn't have a seal skill, and because he's red, we're able to just attack smoke basically the entire cast. Not quite. This axe fighter gets away from it, but he gets one run KO'd by Nino. And female Robin here does not have enough attack for the one shot, so Nino's going to 100% get a balanced heal from this ether proc. That's so great. And this blue mage does not fare any better, just charging up my special for me. Thank you very much. And then we have this axe fighter here, who's going to get annihilated. And we are just going to annihilate again with ether. And we are back to full. So on some other versions of these clears, I would have had not full HP, so when the renewal procs here at the start of turn 3, then I would have gotten some critical HP, but it's not critical for this version of the clear, so we're just going to have Nino camp here. And she's going to be one attack short from one round killing the Lance Fighter. Doesn't matter. I think it honestly makes the ending look a little more clutch, I guess. So we're just going to move our units like this and attack the Lance Fighter. And we are set to go for our end phase. We have attack smoke on the red mage, which is pretty important here because it allows us to barely survive this iceberg proc. And we just finish off the red mage and we are done. So that's Nino assisted solo, I guess you can call it, clear done. So that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is ETH Dragon, and close counter minus defense Nino is still optimal kappa.